What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. For those who are new here, hello and welcome. And for all of my returning subscribers, hey. So today we are going to do a quick tour of the garden. I'm going to just show you guys what is going on, what will be coming out, what will be going in soon, and what I may need to restart. This garden ain't a perfect one, so I want you guys to be encouraged when you see this. No one's garden is really perfect. Even though it may look like something that we don't have going on, comparison is the thief of all joy. So don't look at my garden and be like, girl, I wish mine was like yours. No, just learn from it, do better in yours, because I'm learning from others as well and trying to do better in mine. So without further ado, first, some specs. I am in Central Ohio, Zone 6A. I know there may be some new people that'll come in and check out this video. Hopefully you guys will stick around and enjoy. Growing out of mostly raised beds, I do have like a small in-ground area that I'm utilizing, but also utilizing containers, etc. I am in a suburban setting, so that's also like a reference point. I have, I just got done eating. So hopefully you guys can hear me well. I'm up on my deck. The AC is going off. But it is what it is. It's real over here. It's hot as hell right now. It is 82 degrees, but it's overcast. So I wanted to get this done while, the sun's not beating my ass. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, first things first, my fall starts. As you can see, things are looking real spotty. I did go on ahead and start another wave of nasturtiums, as well as some calendula, some Swiss chard, and then these are all of my brassicas, and as you can see, complete failure. I may be restarting these actually this week. I'm going to go on ahead and restart some of my shorter day varieties. My longer days, I'm not even gonna mess around with. These are cauliflower and broccolis. Same thing, really spotty. I might be able to save a few of these though. So I'm just gonna up pot these, see what happens. But as for these guys, donezo. This tray here, I had some lettuces. You can see I have one single lettuce, one single tomato, and a couple of kales that are pretty successful. So I'll be putting these in really soon. So that is all that's going on up here on the deck. All right, over here on the side of the deck, it is a jungle. So starting here, my one little sunflower, it peaked, and now I'm just allowing it to go to seed for the birds to enjoy. Down here, I have my mint and pineapple sage, which is busting. I really need to harvest and dry or dehydrate some of my mint. Down here is one single little spinach guy. We're gonna let that guy live. Look, my calendula, or not calendula, chamomile. My chamomile is finally doing what it needs to do in here. That was a volunteer. My basil is doing really well, and honestly, I can't even spin this to show you guys like the strawberries, but my green sorrel and my red vein sorrel has been producing like crazy. I've been picking that here and there. And then this guy, there's a lot going on. You can see, you can't even tell where the plant starts and ends. It got knocked over so many different times from like different rainstorms and just not staking properly. But this guy has been producing like crazy. This is the Sweet Millions, I believe. It's just your standard cherry. And then I also have some blueberries back. Whoop. Well, didn't completely lose it. Some blueberries as well, which have like these dark purple shoulders on them. These are a little bit more tart, but I like to grow them because they're just super gratifying. Of course, I have tons of echinacea here. Down here is some cinnamon basil, and this was like blue basil that I bought. I'm afraid to eat it. I don't know why, but I haven't tried that. But the cinnamon basil I've used a ton for like basil teas. And then down here I have more basil. This is lemon basil, And I have some tricolored sage down in there. And then, whoa, this guy is ripe and ready. Excuse me, bee. So we have Brad's Atomic Grape here. Oh, this is beautiful. Such a pretty tomato. And then this guy, you can see, is dried up. It's hardly produced, but this is the Sweetheart cherry. Really cute fruit, but won't be growing this anymore. All right, and coming down here, more herbs. So I have some lemon thyme, rosemary, verbena, some chives, and then this cucumber plant here is on its way out. This has been my only one that has been producing, but you can typically tell when cucumbers are on their way out because you start to get some funky looking fruit. So this will be getting pulled out soon. I might be putting another one in, if I'm being honest, because this one produced really, really well with very little maintenance. Come on out to the big beds. It's a hot ass mess over here. Look at my borage plant just tossed over. My, what is this, lemon balm is just looking lush. I need to dehydrate a bunch of that as well. My Queen of Malanaco tomatillos have been busting, you guys. Like, I have been getting a ton of fruit. You can tell when they're ready because they kind of peek off, and they're a little bit easier to come off. So I think this one just needs a little bit more time. So I'll leave that guy there. But this plant, so you need 2 of these to cross-pollinate each other. This plant hasn't been producing as much as this one has, but it started to produce like more recently, which I think is weird, but great. All right, and on this side over here, I went on ahead and put in my cutting that I have been rooting to get like a second wave of, I believe these are cherries. If I'm being fair, I really don't know, but I believe this is a cherry cutting, so we'll see how it does. And then over here we have some of my, ooh, what was this? Jesus. What are those beans called? I'll put it on the screen. I'm blanking. I was having a hard time getting these started, but I finally have at least a few of them that have come up. This was the only one that I originally started that lasted, that I had to cover and protect with my life. But these are starting to come in, and I think that I will be getting some beans soon. And then you can also see over here, these beans are doing really well too. These are the dragon tongue bush beans. And then these tomatoes, y'all, it's a mess. Look at it. Like, what the hell? No method to my madness at all at this point. They're just all kind of supporting each other, which I think is great. My pear tomatoes are like super diseased. This has been the only plant that I've been having issues with disease. As you can see, the rest of these are still really, really healthy. No brown spots or anything. So not a lot of high production on any of them, to be honest. But you can see I'm still getting fruits. Those are the striped Romas. We have the Creole tomatoes back here. I had 2 Black Beauties because one was actually labeled as a Dr. White Cheese, and it wasn't. It was actually a Black Beauty. So I have 2 Black Beauties right across from each other. And then over here on the end, I have this Cherokee Purple, which has toppled over, but it's been like the main one that has been like happy, healthy, steady producing, like nice size fruits. Like, look, weighted down, honey. So I need to get these up off the ground because I want to be able to enjoy all of this goodness here. And then we have these like little Roma situations. I don't know, I'm kind of I'm on the fence about this plant here because it just hasn't really been producing just a whole lot, but it is what it is. Panning over here in my pepper bed. This guy, this artichoke, has not done too much of anything, but the one over here, what? Look how glorious this is. It's just perfect. So I have these guys. My dill and chamomile is still doing great. My eggplants has recently just taken off. Gotten really tall and like bushing out and all this good stuff. So hopefully I'll get a ton more eggplants before the season wraps itself up. And then down here we have some royal burgundy bush beans that I just put in. I do have like a little bit of insect damage. I want to say this is probably slug damage because I got a lot of slugs this year. Either that or grasshoppers. Probably more so grasshoppers, the way the edges are chomped off like that, which I have plenty of those too. But my bell peppers are starting to produce again. These golden Marconis have showed TF out. Listen, that's a big old pepper right there. My fish pepper back here needs a lot of support, but it's starting to produce just a ton of fruit. I'll be harvesting some of that soon to make some hot sauce. And then the ground cherry has like pretty much taken over this entire corner, but you can see there I still have some jalapenos that are coming in beautifully. And you guys, okay, let's talk about this pepper here. So this was originally supposed to be a Pasilla Bahia. That's what the seed packet was labeled as. So it was supposed to be like a larger size, maybe probably more so about this size purple fruit. But this is all I've been getting. This has been ripening to a red chocolatey color. So if you guys can help me out and identify what the heck this could be, I would really appreciate it. It's more of a sweet pepper, so I have been just enjoying it like that, like just eating it fresh or popping it in some recipes. But help a sister out. All right, coming back here to the mess. The calendula is still happy, thriving. My gladiolas have been blooming and just doing amazing. But look at this crap here. This has been my experience in this bed with these damn cucumbers. So if you were around for any of my other tours, then you know that me and this cucumber have been like battling. I've been praying for cucumbers, and like quite literally as soon as I get this one that finally wanted to start forming, cucumber beetles took me out. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to rip it out, count my losses. I do have a few cucumbers on the way, so I don't know, we'll see what happens, child. So yeah, like I said, I have this guy and then two down here. There was actually one more, but again, slugs. It must have been like, you know, still tender and sweet enough for it to eat. So that guy I missed out on, but these are still doing well, and I just went on ahead and put two in. So went on ahead and put two in. So I'm going to let both of these fly, and I'll just have to trellis this one to go over a little bit. All right, so up underneath this chicken wire here, I sowed my carrot seeds. Not a lot of them have popped up. I actually did a second sowing of them because none of them popped up before, because I wasn't doing very well with watering, to be honest. I have some turnip greens coming in back here. My radishes. So the radishes that I sowed, you can see, are just super duper leggy. To be honest, I don't see anything that's really going to happen with these over here. So I might end up just pulling these out and sticking something in that's a little bit more mature. But as you can see, I've been harvesting the crap out of my kale, my collards. I recently did a harvest on those. And then these cabbages are trying to head up. This one is probably the most successful one right now. I have quite a bit of bug damage, as you can see, but it's totally fine. I'm going to leave them in here and just see what happens. And then over here, my beets are still up and doing well. I did do a second sowing of those to kind of fill in the spots, but it's been really hot here, so I'm assuming that's why nothing has really popped up yet. All right, and on the other side of this trellis here, I have these pole beans, which have been just producing and producing. I forget the type, but these are the ones that I recently did a preserving video for. So if you guys didn't see that, definitely go and check that out. I just blanched and froze these. So yeah, I've really been enjoying these so far because they are producing like an MF. And right now, I still just have this one butternut squash on here. It's a honey nut, actually, not butternut, honey nut squash. Only this one. So I'm still like holding out hope to see if I'll get more from this plant. I think in the future, I'll definitely at least sow like 3 plants for this one type, because right now it's not showing to just be a super producer, which was what I was hoping for. However, over here, my tromboncino squash, it actually got topped, but it is beginning to set off a side shoot. So I'm hopeful that I will have more. You could see I have a fruit here and there. So we will see what happens here. And then back here, all of my sweet peas have come up, but I'm sure they are struggling because it is hot. Probably shouldn't have sown those in here so soon. My nasturtiums are doing so amazing still. I'll be putting in my other ones soon. But back here, we have some okra that is really just now starting to put on some size. And then these are all green beans. You can see those are beginning to flower and bloom. Coming around on the other side here, this one squash has like literally only produced one fruit, y'all. So this is actually coming out really, really soon. However, this guy, even though he's showing some sign of powdery mildew, as you can see, this guy has still been just producing. Oh my gosh, look, there goes one, there goes one, and I know there's another one somewhere. All right, and right next to this patty pan squash here are more green beans. I sowed a bunch of different types. This one is the Blue Lake, but you can see I have itty bitty little green beans coming off of this. This one is going to be a producer. You hear me? You see all of these blooms, so I'm really looking forward to these guys. And then a better look of my okra back here. I don't feel like this was probably like the best place to put these, but we'll see what happens. I really need to fertilize, so yeah. All right, you guys, that is pretty much everything that is growing on in the garden. Like I said, I will be pulling some of this stuff out soon, so there will be big changes coming up real soon, just kind of gearing up for the fall gardening season. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure that you go on ahead and hit it with a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I thank you all so much for stopping by. I wish you health, wealth, and prosperity, and until the next time, peace out. Abundance.
What?
Beans, greens, tomatoes, hog, you name it. You name it. Where you going? Where you going, love?
She going outside.
Hehehe